You're listening to the Balanced Educator Podcast, episode number 69. Welcome to the Balanced Educator. We're your hosts, Kaylee
and Josiane from EduCalm. Our intention is to equip and empower you to feel more calm, balanced, and joyful in all aspects of your life.
Hello there and welcome. On today's episode, we're going to be sharing with you 5 books that we found so transformational in our lives that will be kind of lighter, awesome personal development books that you can read now that we're getting close to summer break. Before we get started, we just want to thank you so much, as always, for being here. We appreciate you, and we just feel so honored to have you as a part of our mindful community of educators that care and want to make a difference in this world, one child at a time. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show. Welcome to the community. We appreciate you so much. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now on whatever app that you're using to listen to this podcast so that you get our episodes every week when they come out on Mondays. All right, let's jump into this.
Okay, so we've got a list of 5 books here. Like Kaylee said in the intro, light reads, really fun to kind of get started in the personal development world. And the very first book that I ever read in the personal development realm, I guess, is today's number 1. So How to Live a Good Life from Jonathan Fields. And I, to this day, love and appreciate this book.
Yes, I always recommend this one, especially when you're starting to feel like there's a lack of balance in your life. If you're feeling like you're dedicating lots of energy in one area and then you have no energy left for another area of your life, this book really breaks down how to find that elusive balance. And he explains it as there are 3 buckets in our lives and that we have to make sure that we are contributing a little bit to each of those buckets every day. And just having that visualization of the 3 buckets really helped me so much. And I remember when we both read this book, it was around the same time, and we'd be like, oh, I'm working on my relationship bucket right now. Or connection bucket. I can't even remember exactly what the buckets were, but it's really something that I took with me into every area of my life.
And as you and I are people who love applicable, concrete strategies, this book is so perfect. It actually gives you little homework, little fun. It's not homework. I don't want to call it homework. It's like little fun things to do, to find that balance to live a happy life.
Yeah, I loved those suggestions and actually used so many of them. At the end of a chapter or throughout the chapter, he would say, if you to contribute to this bucket, try doing something like this. And I absolutely loved that. And it really helped me to feel more balanced.
Yeah, we highly recommend this one.
What's it called again?
It's called How to Live a Good Life from Jonathan Fields. And he also has a podcast, The Good Life Project, which is also a great podcast.
Really good podcast. I love that one.
All right. So now moving on to number 2. Number 2 is also so good. I mean, they're all so good, obviously. Yeah. They're our top 5.
We've read probably
hundreds,
maybe not hundreds of personal development books, but probably
lots.
Close.
Yeah.
Lots.
Yeah.
And we've distilled down the top 5. So these are all really good ones.
Also, we wanted to really give you some fluffy books, nothing too crazy to read over the summer, because summer is supposed to be light and fun.
Yes.
So number 2 is called You Are a Badass from Jen Sincero. And you might have seen this book. This book is everywhere. It's a bright yellow cover, and it says in very large letters on it, you are a badass.
I loved this book. I was gifted this book from a dear friend, Emily, if you're listening. Thank you so much. And this was actually the very first personal development book that I read. And man, did it fire me up. It really helped me to switch my perspective on a lot of things. And it was really the start of when I began to look at my beliefs and whether my beliefs were serving me. It was that first aha moment of like, oh, this way that I'm looking at it isn't the only way of looking at it. And I could adopt a belief that serves me better and feels better and is more fun.
I mean, this book will help you understand what your beliefs even are. Because I feel like if you've never taken the time to think about it, you're not even really sure what you believe in.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a great reflection piece, but also it's like super fun, right?
It's
she
such a
writes
fun
with
read.
such humor and
it's hilarious.
It's basically a giant pep talk. Like
Yes.
the whole book is a giant pep talk.
Yeah.
And it just encourages you to like be yourself and to follow your dreams
Yeah.
and to just make them happen.
This was the book that gave me the courage to start teaching yoga.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
that. Also, this is a great book to gift to people because when they open it up, the first thing they see is you are a badass.
Yeah, so good.
No, it's really good. I actually would like to read that one again because I feel like it's just so positive and it's one you could read over and over just to have that little pep talk in the back of your mind, right? Like,
Yeah.
you got this. You got this.
Yeah. And again, it's such a light read. It almost feels like you're watching someone do stand-up, but like really motivational stand-up comedy. Because she writes like how someone would talk. It's great.
Yeah, good stuff. Number 3, A Return to Love from Marianne Williamson. And I have to admit that I have not read this one. And when we were creating this list, Kaylee was like, we have to put this book on here. We have to put it on here.
Yeah.
So I am about to borrow it after this episode, and that's my next read.
Yeah.
So you'll talk about it.
So this book is probably the most spiritual book in the list. So if you are interested in exploring more of a spiritual outlook on things, then
A little less fluffy.
yeah. Well, you know, it's a very easy read though. It's extremely uplifting. It's actually a lot of times self-development books aren't the type of books that you like can't put down. You know, you kind of
Yes.
read them in little tidbits. You read a chapter, you put it down. You read a chapter, you put it down. It's a very slow moving. This is the only self-development book that I could not put down. It was so uplifting, so encouraging, and A Return to Love describes it perfectly. It always reminds you to look at situations in your life through a loving lens. I felt like this really helped me in my self-love journey. It really helped me to view difficult situations with a softer, kinder heart. And it really helped me with my relationships with my students. It really helped me to shift out of the thinking of like, they're doing this to me,
Yeah.
to they're having a hard time and how can I support them? Yeah, this book is probably the number one that I recommend to people that want to go into a bit more of a spiritual side of the personal development. So, so good. I'm excited for you to read it.
I'm starting today. And another one that's slightly, I would say out of our list, this is the heaviest one, like in terms of it's a lot to take in. And I wouldn't recommend reading this one all at once.
No.
Personally, I had to read it in small tidbits.
Yeah.
And that was a lot better for me. And then I could actually apply what I was learning and
Yeah.
actually like dissect it because there's a lot to reflect on in this book. It is, you may have heard of it because it's not a new book, The Power of Now from Eckhart Tolle.
Really good book. I would say this is a very foundational book in a self-development journey. I feel like everyone should read this book at least once at one point, but it is meant to be read in small tidbits. It's even explained in the introduction that the book isn't meant to be read from start to finish. You're meant to read a chapter and then practice integrating that viewpoint. And what he's teaching throughout the book is really about living in the present moment and the power of getting out of the future thinking and the past thinking and coming back to the present moment, which really is the foundation of mindfulness.
Yes. Yeah.
So it really helps to teach about how to live your life more mindfully and take that mindfulness practice off of your, seated 20-minute practice or whatever it is and bringing it into your real life. Also, if you're a fan of Oprah's podcast, Super Soul, what is it
Super
called?
Soul Conversations.
Super Soul Conversations. She did a whole series with Eckhart Tolle on one of his other books. It's A New Earth, which is also a really good read. But if you read The Power of Now and you really like it, Eckhart Tolle is the most present person and calm person I've never met him in person, but like ever
maybe
encountered.
One day.
Yeah,
Yet.
maybe one day.
Yet.
Haven't met him yet. Yes, growth mindset. But just hearing him speak is so soothing. He has the calmest voice and he isn't boring. He speaks in this calm way that makes you really listen. So yeah, if you want to learn more from him, definitely listen to that series on Oprah's podcast with Eckhart Tolle. Super good.
And I definitely feel like his book is like that too. Like it's got this certain tone. Like I don't know how to describe
it's very
it.
matter of fact. It's just, this is how it is.
There's no fluff.
Yeah.
Like it's, yeah. It's
Really
very
good.
straight up and yeah.
So that's The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And we're going to make a list for you guys so you don't have to be noting this if you're walking or driving. While you're listening to this, you don't have to be writing down the titles. You'll be able to get this list at podcast.educom.com and then click on episode number 69. We'll have it all written out there for you.
Last but not least, so we've talked about basically the 4 first books were for your own development, for adult/teacher development, let's say. And the 5th one, we went with a book that we absolutely love. And also I've seen this author in action at a conference and it was amazing. And one day we want to get him on the podcast. So if you know him, send him our way.
Yeah.
So this one is more about, like how it's about the developing brain and where kids are at in which part of their development. It's called The Whole Brain Child from Dan Siegel and Tina Payne Bryson.
Such a good book. And although it is geared for parents and teachers to learn about the developing brain and where kids are at in each stage and how to support them in their social emotional development depending on what stage they're in, it gives really actionable things.
Again, what we love, concrete strategies.
Yes, strategies to use. And I found it not only good for me understanding kids, but understanding my own brain and understanding adults as well and understanding why we act the way that we do and really what's going on in our mind that's causing that. Nova's barking in the background.
This book actually changed the way that I teach in the classroom. It changed the way that I interact with my nieces and nephews. It literally changed everything for me. When it comes to kids. And I feel like we should dive a little bit deeper into this one because there's some really awesome little takeaways in this book.
Yeah, so this book, and I think lots of teachers at this point may have already heard about how the brain works actually coming from this book, even if you haven't read the book. It's because this is the book that talks about the downstairs brain and the upstairs brain. So, and uses the hand as a visual to teach kids and adults really how the brain is structured and sort of what it's doing. So if you make a fist with your hand with your thumb curled in under your fingers, then that curled in thumb represents the amygdala. So the amygdala is the part of our brain that is, let's say, the emotional part of our brain. That's where our big emotions come from. That's where they're created. So when we become really emotional, the prefrontal cortex, which is the fingers that go over the thumb, the prefrontal cortex is our higher level thinking. It's our decision making. It's our it's our learning and making sense of the world and logical part of the brain. But when we're feeling big emotions and that amygdala is really active, then it's like we're flipping our lid. It's like that prefrontal cortex, the fingers are being lifted up and are no longer communicating well with the brain. And there's a disconnect there. And when that disconnect happens, when we flip our lid, now we're really in that emotional body. We're in that emotional feeling without having the decision maker upstairs brain there to control that and make good decisions. And when our lid gets flipped, that's really when our students or adults have a meltdown. That's what's happening. The part of their brain that makes good decisions is offline. And so this book teaches strategies for when you recognize that a child has flipped their lid, what can we do to bring them back to a state where they're able to make good decisions? And this aligns very well with mindfulness, because a lot of the mindfulness strategies that we teach are there to help bring that decision maker, that higher level thinking brain back online so that we can make good decisions.
It's a lot of self-regulation strategies.
Yeah.
That are super useful. I use so many things from this book and I love it. And it's a, even though it's very like science based, it's a very light read.
Yes.
And like a fun read. And there's like even like little,
drawings.
Yeah, drawings and stuff. And it's just beautifully put together. You have to read this one.
Yeah. Very, very good. And
if you're a teacher or parent, like this is a must read.
Yeah, you don't have to be a scientist to understand it. They did a fantastic job.
Well, I understood it. So
yeah, they did a fantastic job of bringing it down to real life words. And with everything that they taught about the brain, they then gave examples of how this can be seen in real life, how the like strategies we can use in real life with our kids. So super good. The Whole Brain Child. Really great read.
Okay, so just a quick recap, and you're going to choose, your job is to choose one of these 5 books to read this summer. And we want to hear what you thought of it.
Yes.
We want to hear your thoughts, and you can tell us your thoughts by connecting with us on Instagram at Educalm. That's EDUCALME. So the first one was How to Live a Good Life from Jonathan Fields. The second one was You Are a Badass from Jen Sincero. The third one, A Return to Love from Marianne Williamson. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And the last one, The Whole Brain Child by Dan Siegel and Tina Payne Bryson.
Yes. So to get this list so that you can see it all written out and choose the one that's going to be your summer read, go to podcast.educalm.com and click on episode number 69 to get that list.
So that's your exit ticket.
Now, don't forget to tune in next week. Next week, we are going to be talking about organization in your classroom. We wanted to get you thinking about organization before the end of the school year so that you can start getting, turn down your classroom at the end of the year, setting yourself up for success for next school year.
Have an awesome week.
Bye. Hey there, Balanced Educator. We understand the challenge and stress of trying to meet your students' diverse social, emotional, and academic needs. Thankfully, we found mindfulness, which helped us create a calm, well-managed learning environment, improving both our students and our own well-being. Teachers are busy, so we created an online bilingual English and French mindfulness program made especially for the classroom that is ready to use. No prep required. Just press play and enjoy returning to calm as you listen to the 5-minute guided mindfulness practices with your students. Then you can take the concrete self-regulation strategies that you and your students are learning into your regular teaching curriculum with our beautiful, inclusive printables. Thrive in a calm learning atmosphere. We want to set you up for success. So for a limited time, we're offering an extended membership to Educalm Classroom. Enroll before June 15th, 2019, and you'll have access to all the content until June 30th of 2020. This means you can play with the program this year and feel confident and ready to get started with your students right away next school year. We have 2 payment options to suit your needs. You can pay by check by emailing bonjour@educalm.com and we'll send you an invoice. Bonjour is spelled BONJOUR @educalm.com. Or you can pay online with a credit card by going to www.educalm.com/classroom. Educalm is spelled EDUCALME. So again, that's educalm.com/classroom. We're so excited for you to join our amazing community of caring, mindful, superstar teachers that are changing the world, one Educalm classroom practice at a time.